What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka he who hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. I tried to do this again on a live stream. Shit is fucking up, so let's do it the old-fashioned way. Political pandering by the Democrats. Y'all knew this was coming, and it's coming towards hip hop. Like I've been telling you, we've seen this in the past, particularly with Jay-Z and Hillary Clinton. They love doing this to try and pander to black people, and it just comes off as cringy as shit. And let's just go into it here. There's two acts in particular that I want to talk about. One being Public Enemy, who I'm thoroughly surprised that will fall for this shit. And then you got Juvenile from the Hot Boys. Let's talk about Public Enemy first. Public Enemy, they're endorsing Bernie Sanders apparently. And I came across this on Hip Hop DX. Shout out to them. And it's just the weirdest thing that these got Public Enemy of all groups. And I gotta shout out Chuck D. I know he showed me love a few years ago. And you know, that was a very humbling experience. But you know, I gotta be honest, dude. Like, I did a video about him, I think last year, a year before, where I was kind of critical of something that he said, and I gotta kind of be critical again, you know, because that's just who I am. This dude, well, let's get into it. Let's get into this, because this whole thing caused another rift in Public Enemy, because it's Chuck D as the front man with everybody else minus Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav is saying, nah, like I'm not with that. And now the name of the group is called Public Enemy Radio. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? So it just doesn't make sense. This candidate, if you're talking about, you know, race and race relations and all this dude, Bernie Sanders, look, I could just tell, look, he's a panderer, dude. I know people fall for the whole, oh yeah, he marched for civil rights and this and that. Yeah, there was a lot of people that did that. A lot of white people have done that. So what? You know what I mean? Like, he just said the other day that had me rolling. He goes, you know, yeah, we're gonna help out black people and Latinos by legalizing weed so they can sell weed. So, I'm saying people don't even catch that. Black people didn't even catch how it's called the soft bigotry of low expectation. It's like, what the fuck did this dude just say? Like, not even thinking about the racial stereotype with that, but yet conservatives are supposed to be the racist ones. This dude sat there. I mean, he's a full-blown communist. He tries to hide it with this fluffy democratic socialist moniker, but it's listen, he's a communist. He is. He openly says, hey, there's nothing wrong with what Castro did. He had a great literacy program. Yeah, Cuba was doing really good. China, look, yeah, they're a little bit authoritarian, but they're doing good. I mean, let's look at Cuba. Number one, if you talk to Cubans themselves, this is what kills me with white liberals, white leftists. They never talk to the people that they claim that they want to save. They never talk to them. They're speaking for them. That's number one. Number two, if you talk to a Cuban from the island, they want to come to America for capitalism, for a better life. than what Castro offered them, and what's still going on in certain parts of Cuba, by the way. And with the whole literacy program nonsense, that's the dumbest thing that, think about it. Castro was essentially a dictator. So what are you reading? You're only reading what he's allowing you to read, what he approves, what he wants you to read. So, I mean, how great of a literacy program is that? You know what I mean? Like, you're only reading one thing. You don't have the whole spectrum in front of you. Like, it is what it is, man. Support who the fuck you want to support. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Now, this caused another rift with Public Enemy, and I say another because, you know, there was rumors of like shit going on within the group for years. Now, Flavor Flav, like I said, he said, look, you know, he's essentially saying, look, I didn't endorse him. Public Enemy, it can't be Public Enemy endorsing him if I didn't. Chuck is saying that shit, you know. And here, if you look at Hip Hop DX, you know, Chuck D is basically flaming Flavor Flav back by saying Flavor chooses to dance for his money and not do benevolent work like this. He has a year to get his act together and get himself straight or he's out. Well, let me tell you something, Chuck D. Well, before I say that, hold on. Chuck's attorney went on to explain, from a legal standpoint, Chuck could perform as Public Enemy if he ever wanted to. He is the sole owner of the Public Enemy trademark. He originally drew the logo himself in the mid-'80s. Is also the the creative visionary and the group's primary songwriter, having written Flavor's most memorable lines. Well, let me tell you something, Chuck D, that may be true from a legal standpoint, like your attorney says. However, from a fan standpoint, if Flavor Flav isn't there, then it's not Public Enemy to me, in my heart. You know what I mean? And to me, that's much more important. I've said this before. When you, like, for example, with Linkin Park, when Chester Bennington died, there were people, and I was hearing rumors that the band was still going to go on minus Chester. Nah, it's not Linkin Park. You could call it that, but it ain't Linkin Park. And fans are going to take umbrage with that. Trust me. So, yeah. I don't know. So here's what Flavor's attorney is saying. Matthew H. Friedman. He's saying, we have become aware that Flavor's bandmate and Public Enemy co-creator Chuck D has endorsed Bernie Sanders' candidacy for president and plans to perform at an upcoming Sanders rally. While Chuck is certainly free to express his political views as he sees fit, his voice alone does not speak for Public Enemy. The planned performance will only be Chuck D of Public Enemy. It will not be a performance by Public Enemy. Those who truly know what Public Enemy stands for know what time it is. There is no Public Enemy without Flavor Flav. I agree. I stand with Flavor Flav 100% on that. My friends are moving the chairs upstairs. I mean, look at the, Jesus Christ, look at this. This is pure cringe. I just can't. I can't, man. Man, Flav isn't 100% wrong. This is Chuck D speaking. But he brings a lot of craziness and disorganization to the fucking table, and that causes a myriad of issues that cost time and money, Chuck said at the time. His inability to be focused, pay attention, and stay woke leads into other areas. Him and his manager, Greg Johnson, parting ways to me was a bad move. I'm proud of Flav, but he's a co-owner of the masters of these Public Enemy records. That doesn't necessarily mean songwriting. takes effort and teamwork, and he's got to be mentally on point to write PE songs. He has to step it up. Listen, I agree with Chuck D there. Like, if he's messing around, like when they want to go do a show or do a record or something, he's right with that. I agree with him. However, when you're backing a candidate, yeah, all y'all gotta be on board for that. Like, if you're one gigantic group, hey, all of y'all gotta be on board. This is why I tell you that politics is a dirty game. Who knows who Flavor Flav wants to back? You know what I mean? And he's saying, hey, look, Bernie ain't for me, essentially. So I stand with his right to say, hey, look, nah, I'm not down with that. Yeah, so so here's Flavor's lawyer again. To be clear, and by extension, the Hall of Fame Hip Hop Act, Public Enemy, with which his likeness and name have become synonymous, has not endorsed any political candidate in this election cycle, and any suggestion to the contrary is plainly untrue. All right, yeah, so that's what he's saying. Like, chill with this shit. But enough with this depressing, serious shit. Let's get to Juvenile for a minute. And I'm at almost 12 minutes here. Democratic presidential candidate Tom Steyer performs Back That Thing Up with Juvenile. I mean, look at this guy. Wow. Let's just jump right into this, because this is pure cringe right here. I want y'all to see this. Look at this. God, dude. Wow. Okay. So there you go, right there. Juvenile and Tom Steyer. Look, I support Tom Steyer. Please go out and vote. I mean, this is ridiculous. And people are gonna fall for this. Particularly, let me say, black people are gonna fall for this. This is something that they do every 4 years, and y'all gonna continue to keep falling on your face. Oh, look, he's dancing to Juvenile, so I'm gonna vote for this motherfucker. I mean, dude, first of all, the thing with Tom Steyer, what he doesn't understand, this dude's gonna drop out soon. The Democratic Party is anti-straight white male and anti-billionaire, which is what Tom Steyer is. He's not gonna last long. But the fact that he subjected himself to this cringe, and people are gonna follow through, I guarantee it's like clockwork. People are gonna follow through and vote for this motherfucker and say, yeah, I like him because he danced to Juvenile, and he took the time to get on stage with. I mean, how many times? This dude is. I watched him on the Democratic debates. He's cringe over there. Like, there's nothing coming from that side of the aisle, man. This is just more fodder for Donald Trump. He's gonna trounce over whoever comes his way, and I can't wait to watch that shit. That shit is gonna be hilarious. But tell me what you think, man. 15 fucking minutes shit. Tell me what you think about this shit. This is par for the course. I'm just surprised mainly at Public Enemy for this shit. Or I should say Chuck D. I don't know. That's it. Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of us subscribe. Peace, bitches.